Woo! What's going on, everybody out there? Welcome to Orum'S Den with the late stream from your boy, Mark Orum. What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing? Got a late stream going. Couldn't get it done on Friday. Couldn't get it done on Saturday. Work. And then I had some free time right now, man. A couple guys in the building, too. It's not a lot, but that's okay. Say some hi to some people. Justin May the Rapper. What's up, brother? How you doing? Yeah, we're going to try to get you that Super Bowl, bro. We're going to try to get you that Super Bowl. We want it. Chrome, what up? Woo! Dr. D in the house, my boy. He will be in the house. He will be watching, but he will not be chatting. And I'll tell you what, today, man, I'm not having anything. I'm just blocking dudes, man. I'm blocking dudes from now on. But I did talk to that one guy. I did talk to one of the guys that were coming at me, and he's not bad, man. Lion King guy. He's a different Lion King. We actually got a hold of me on Facebook. We talked it out. We're cool, man. We found each other, and we got along, man. And we just talked some things out, man. Sometimes you just disagree with each other. It doesn't need to get stupid, right? But man, I wanted to do a late stream. I was getting a little bit fired up today. I was getting into it with some guys too about Jalen Ramsey and Bobby Wagner. My God, man, people just get too excited. I'm an excited guy myself. Don't get me wrong, but my goodness, Dr. D, AR-15 will be with the 18th. Sound likely. Oof. I don't know. We'll see, man. I'm not sure what's going on with that. AR-15 meaning Anthony Richardson, but you never know. Mark Malik, how's it going, my friend? Woo! There you go. I like it. Super Bowl bust. What's up, One Pride 40? How you doing, buddy? He's thinking that number 18 pick might go to Ramsey. Man, looks like he's definitely going to get dealt, right? It's going to be difficult, man. It's going to be different, man. I'm not sure I want to give up a 18th pick. I know I talked about that on Micro Mike's podcast. I think it was LNU or was it LNU or was it on OPP? I forget, man. And it was during the day, so I think it was LNU. But I was saying I'd open up conversations with 18. Not sure I'd give it up, though. I'm doing some Muay Thai kickboxing. Nice, bro. I like it. I'm back in the gym. Been back for about 3 weeks. Remember, just under a month. I was pushing over 280, man. I was pushing, like, weight-wise. I was pushing over 280 pounds. I'm still way too big. But I'm down to about 275, 277. So losing a little bit of weight. I don't do a lot of cardio. I'll walk on a treadmill around, but I like lifting weights. Going on, Tony C. Wagner, yes. Ramsey, no. Dude, I'm 100% in on Bobby Wagner. I'm all in on Bobby Wagner, actually. All in. I was getting into a fight with a guy on Facebook telling me that he was trying to say Bobby Wagner was comparable to Alex Anzalone and Malcolm Rodriguez. I'm like, come on, man. I go, the guys might have lost a step, Bobby Wagner, but he is a legitimate, absolute superstar linebacker. And he is. He's a superstar linebacker. Does he want to come to Detroit? That's a whole other story. We don't know. But I think Brad Holmes needs to at least make the call. Call somebody. Call up his mama. Call up his dad. Call up his brother and sisters. Find out. Hey, what's going on, David Varney? Hey, Mark, I think Ramsey goes for pick 55 in next year's 2. Man, yeah, you're giving up some capital right there. 55, that's obviously that's the second pick, right? That's the second pick in the second round, and then next year's 2. Next year's second round, you talking about? Next year's second round pick? Giving up some capital right there. I know he's a hell of a corner, man. I just don't know about giving up capital like that, man. But he would make this team better. There's all kinds of chatter that he's a cancer. We don't hear too much of him being a cancer in locker rooms. He's a little bit diva-ish, that's for sure. But I don't know about giving up that much, man, for Jalen Ramsey. I don't know if I want to give up anything. If we can give up, if we can give that up right there, though, David, give that up, what you're saying, and maybe get like a 4th or a 5th back and then Ramsey. I'm open to discussions, man. I just don't want to give up too much. Wagner would be much cheaper than Ramsey compared. 100% he would be. 100%. But reports out of LA were that he was about to make. Well, he signed that 5-year, $50 million deal, right? Which I think was ludicrous to begin with, which I think was crazy to sign into a 5-year deal. I think the money, like the $8 to $10 million per season, I think that's worth it. But apparently the Rams didn't want to pay him in the second year, and he wants money. So I don't know if he wants more than that. I don't know what was going on there, but the Rams need to relieve some cap space. They need to acquire more draft capital for picking up guys like Stafford, picking up guys like OBJ, Von Miller. And they're going to be in a rebuilding mode soon. Ugh. How old is Bobby Wagner, Mark? He's 32, going to be 33 at the start of the season. Still a stud, bro. Still a stud, and I would give him $10 million. I'd almost give him 11 or 12. I'm not even joking, man. I think he's legit. Is he still the same player he was 4 or 5 years ago? No, but he's still an absolute stud. Absolute stud. David, if you're only coughing up a second, I'm all for it. Me too, but I think he's saying a second and then a future second. I'm more on board with that, though, what David said for sure. Ramsey would cost too much pick-wise and salary-wise. I think so too, Tony C. Wagner and Ramsey for short term, still draft the corner. You can definitely do that. 100% do that, Dr. D. And they just might. They just might. I think they really may. I think they make a push for Wagner, though. I really do. Ramsey plays for the name of the back, not the front. That's probably true. That is probably true, my friend. Wagner wouldn't cost a pick, 100%. Facts, Doc. We need 2 cornerbacks. Yeah, we do. We definitely need 2 cornerbacks. That's 100% factual, bro. 100% factual, and I think that's going to happen. I think draft-wise, you're getting at least one, and I think they might bring one in free agency. If they do with Ramsey, who knows? Dr. Detroit, Ramsey has a lot of heart. Goff, Jacobs, St. Brown all want him. Yeah, well, I heard Jacobs and St. Brown for sure. I haven't heard anything from Goff about it. I don't know. I'm not saying you're lying. I just haven't heard anything from Jared Goff. You know what I mean? So who knows? But I know St. Brown and Jacobs been pushing hard. Jamal Dean might be a better option. I like a Jamal Dean. My boy, Big Dan Davis in the building. What's up, bro? Also, any team that trades for Ramsey is going to have to give him a new deal. That's right. He wants to be. Does he want to be the highest paid corner in the NFL? Ramsey wants a deal that makes him the highest paid cornerback in the league. Yeah, right there. So I don't really necessarily think, man, he's still a top 4 corner. He's still one of the best. He's going to want that money. So who knows, man? I don't know about giving up all that capital and paying him all that money. I just don't know, man. What's up, Anthony Belmer? Wagner got another good 3 years in him and great for that linebacker room. I think so too, man. You got guys arguing with me on Facebook about it, man, especially this one guy telling me that he's too slow. He's comparable to Anzalone and Malcolm Rodriguez. And I'm like, bro, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. This guy is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Like, I know he's 33. He's not as fast as he was even a few years ago, but he's still a top 3 linebacker in the NFL. Like, I don't compare him to Anzalone, and then don't tell me that he's comparable to Malcolm Rodriguez, because they're not on the same level, not even close. Yeah, they want him. That is bad recruiting, but I'm cool with it for a 2-year type deal. Just what picks? Who knows what they want, man? You sure that, do they want him for sure? You talking about Ramsey? I have a massive draft crush on Cansey, and Doc can confirm that. Okay, that's all right. Cansey's a sleeper. I didn't see Holmes. Mark Malik. Sorry, man. I don't see Holmes going to Ramsey top 8 corner either, gentlemen. I don't see it. I don't really see it either, man. Not saying he's over the hill and he's done, but you're gonna have to pay him what, 18 million, 17? What's he making right now? What's the top corner making in the NFL right now? Who is the top corner right now in the NFL? I can't even think right now. Doc, it goes Carter, Cansey, then drop off. Yeah, I think so too, man. I love Carter. If he could slip, that'd be something else. I wouldn't hate it. I just don't know if we can afford him. Like, if we get Ramsey, will we have enough space to fill the holes on the defense? Well, we got 23 million right now, 23 plus. Probably more coming off the books. There's going to be more. Or or added to the books, however you want to word it. I don't see Big V hanging around. That's another $6 million. Could they let go of a couple other guys, add a few more million here and there? I think we'll have the money. So I just don't know about giving up all that draft capital. Like if they can get away with giving up a second and then a future second, okay, I'm all for it. But I really want Bobby Wagner, man. That's the guy. That's my guy. Yeah. Lions just don't have enough cap space. Still got to pay. They have it right now, bro. They have cap space right now. They have it. To get both those guys, though, no. You don't really have that, man. You're going to have to work some things out. But these guys figure it out, man. These guys figured out the cap deal. They always have. This is why they hire professional capologists, right? This is why they hire these guys. And they'll get rid of money. They'll add money. They'll figure it out. Wagner was graded number 1 linebacker this year. 146 sacks, 2 picks. Yeah, but you know what I mean? He's still one of the best, man, if not the best. The guy doesn't age. Has he slowed down a little? Sure, maybe, but the guy is an absolute beast of a human being. Clyde Cansey from Pittsburgh. Yeah, the defensive tackle, right? Gonzo. It could be. The Warner Brothers could be Gonzo. I think Julian's gone for sure. I haven't even looked if that saves up any money. Ramsey has 3 left on extension. He signed 2020. I think he's due, $27 million in 2023? That's a lot of coin, bro. A lot of coin. Big V gone. But yeah, Muay Thai workouts are insane. I could imagine. Ad Harris, too. Ad Harris could be gone. Charles Harris could be gone for sure. Yep. Shark. Did we owe him like some money this year? That contract played out weird. Signed a 1-year deal, but we voided 2 of those years or something. It was originally a 3-year deal, and they voided. So we owe him like $5 million. It's so weird. John Doe. Ramsey won 11. I'm going to give them 11.5. Okay. Oh, all right. If you want to give him 11.5, that's fine. I don't know about giving him 11.5, man. I don't know. I'm not sure what you're saying there. Yes, sir. Bob went by my third NIG FA signing. He's 33, but he's still very good and excellent leader. Yeah. Man, he's legit. Doesn't come off the field, man. Doesn't come off the field. That's the type of player you want. And he'd be a mentor to young guys like Derek Barnes, Malcolm. He's just a guy I think they should bring in or try to. But, you got teams like Cincinnati, Philadelphia, looking for linebackers. Could be, he's going to choose those teams probably over us. Probably. And I'm not saying anything bad. Ranting Q, what's up? What's going on, brother? I don't think I've seen you here. If I have, and I never acknowledged you before, I'm sorry. But good to see you on board, brother. Welcome to the shit show. Peeps, what's up, peeps? We might have $50 million in the bank after cut. Exactly. With 23 right now, so with another Vitae, that's going to give you close to 30. 29 and change, whatever. Other guy like the Aquaras, who knows, man? We could get Harris. There could be some guys. I don't want to give up too much pass rushing though, but you never know. I'm sorry to say, but Ramsey deserves top. Hey, man, he's a top guy. He's a top guy, John Doe. I'm not disagreeing with you whatsoever. I just don't know if the Lions should do that. Like, man, I'm just worried about the capital. I'm not really too worried about the money, man, because like I always said about the money and the cap space in the NFL, teams find a way. Teams find a way, man, to get money back. They go over the cap. You don't want to really live that way, being over the cap all the time, but teams do it. But I do agree with you. I just don't know if the Lions should really do it for the draft capital. I'm not worried about the money. I don't really care about the money. It's the draft capital. What are we going to give up to get? What are we going to give up to get a guy like Jalen Ramsey? He immediately proves his defense. Don't get me wrong. You guys all know this. But what are we giving up? Mark, Wagner or Edmonds from Buffalo? Well, Edmonds is a stud too, man. Edmonds is a stud too. He's the younger guy. He's a little bit. He's younger, obviously. I like either one, man. If I had to, If I had to pick one, though, probably long-term, it'd be Edmonds. You could probably get away with giving him a 4-year deal. You know what I mean? Wagner, I don't want to give him 4 years. If you give him 4 years, 2 of those years better be good outs, right? Better be able to get out of that deal. But I think the better guy, I think, is Wagner. But Edmonds could be a guy that could really, he obviously turn our defense around. But I think Bobby Wagner is the better linebacker. Just my opinion. Should we pick 2 cornerbacks in the draft and I want Ramsey? Just can't afford him. We can't afford him, though. We can't afford him. We actually can't. You find a way. You find a way to do it. More cuts coming. You're going to be able to find a way to do it, man. These guys know what they're doing when it comes to the money. But I know a lot of people want Ramsey. I know we're picking one. I wouldn't be surprised, though, if this team took two corners. Everyone's talking about us picking one in the first round, which I'm not too big at, especially at 6. At 18, I'm okay with it. At 6, man, I really don't want a cornerback at 6. Because there's no Sauce Gardner in this draft. There's some good corners, but there's no Sauce. And you better be getting a Sauce at 6. And that's just the way it is, man. A guy like Sauce Gardner brings that upon us. Like, he's the one everyone's going to compare to Gardner. Gardner went what to the Jets? 4? Went to 4 last year. Now everyone's going to be like, well, you take a corner, you better be Sauce Gardner. And I kind of agree with that now. But I think we draft 2 corners. I really think we do. I don't think we're going after Ramsey. I really don't. You got to pay the best. You do it. You're right, 100%. Capital, 100%. That's my problem. Great point, Mark. What's going on, Greg Rice? My boy. What's up, buddy? The money is what the issue with Ramsey, not the talent. And you're right. Teams always wiggle with that cap space. That's the thing, right? They always find a way. They always find a way to get, to throw some money under the rug, man. Need to hide that money elsewhere. It all comes back, it all comes back in the green eventually. Teams do go in the red, but you know what I'm saying. I've changed to rant and Q other than David Anderson. Okay, man. Right on, bro. Okay, I remember now. How you feeling about TJ Edwards? I like TJ Edwards. That's the kid from Philadelphia, right? Big linebacker, tackling machine. Is that the one you're talking about? He's a free agent for Philly. I like him. That's the one you're talking about, bro. Rob down south. If we pay Broncos $10 million to be a locker room leader, we can pay Wagner to lead 100%. Robbie with the mic drop. Boom. Robbie with the mic drop. You guys. We literally just paid Michael Brockers, man. Good human being, fantastic guy. $10 million to be our cheerleader, man. We paid him way too much money to be a cheerleader. So we can damn well pay a guy like Bobby Wagner. Witherspoon or Porter? Witherspoon or Porter? For me, Witherspoon. Wagner will actually play. You're right. I feel that we need a legit veteran corner, so he could be that guy. We do need some vets in that secondary, man. Wagner is a super smart too. He's a brilliant linebacker, man. One of the smartest linebackers I've seen play the game. Dude doesn't come off the field. He's a stud. But we got TikTokers. Out here making videos trying to convince people that Bobby Wagner is a slow linebacker. Get the hell out of here. TikTokers, man. Give me a break. Dude looked like he was 13 years old, made a video saying, oh, Bobby Wagner's slowed down. Well, he's 32, man. What do you expect? He's 32 years old. Of course he's going to slow down a little bit. Still one of the best. It doesn't appear that Lions are going to pick up Okudah's 5th year, and I don't think they should. Yeah, I think they got to look. Do they have till March or May on that? I forget. Would you include Okudah in the potential deal to get Ramsey? Let's say Okudah and our 1st and our 2nd round picks. I'm not sure I'm going to give up Okudah and one of our 2nd. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm almost done with Okudah, though. I'm almost done. But I think this team is so in need of corners that I don't think giving away a corner is going to help, even though it is Okudah. He had some moments last year, but You know, his true colors kind of came at the end of the year last year. He got actually benched like twice, all mysterious, got benched twice, mysterious shoulder injury that just kind of popped out of the blue. That was a weird ending for Jeff Okudah, man. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it was a mental thing with him. I don't know if it was the coaching staff getting sick and tired of his garbage. He was getting beat. You know, he played pretty good at the beginning of the year. It was like, oh shit, we got a corner. Then all of a sudden he started getting beat. He started looking bad, started getting nicked up. I don't know, man. He's a mystery wrapped in a riddle, man, Jeff Okudah. So, I don't know, man. If they could give him up and maybe give up a third, I don't know, man. Even though I'm not all big on Okudah anymore, I don't know, giving up a guy to get another one is a smart thing to do. Rod down south, one of the best lines I've seen in my lifetime. Damn right he is. How about Dean and a corner? I'm all in on Jamal Dean, too. I like him. 2 corners are coming, bro. 2 corners. Thanks for everybody coming in, though, guys. 29 in the building. Appreciate it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, man. Throw this out there. Get everybody in here. Let's have a party on a Sunday. One player I'm not a fan of is Ika. Oh, is that the Ika? Is that the defensive tackle out of Baylor? If we get Ramsey, we can count on drafting a quarterback and now get a running back. I still think you need to go get you still need to get a corner, just not as early. But I do agree with you. This team's the funny thing is everyone keeps yelling defense. We're bringing in offense, guys. Running back, like Ranting says. Expect a guard. Expect a wide receiver, too, whether you guys want to believe it or not. I'm telling you, expect a wide receiver, just not early. Just not early, but expect one. You got Reynolds on a 1-year deal. You got Khalif on a 1-year deal. Jameson's still, he's still a little bit of a mystery, even though we know he's explosive. St. Brown's coming up on his 3rd year. It's incredible that St. Brown's already in his 3rd year. It's like, man, where does the time go? Check out Julius Brents. I got to check him out, bro. I've been trying to get my homework in with these players. I've been really busy. I'm coming out with the draft profiles every now and then. I'm doing a lot of homework on players, man. I got the family, I got work. So I'm trying to get stuff done, fellas. Trying to get stuff done. 30% missed tackle rating as a nose tackle. Ugh. Yikes. I don't like it. I don't like that, brother. Greg Rice. Witherspoon's looking pretty good, Mark. Only corner draft that played prominently man. That being said, I'm not sure if he got Sauce Stingley sitting to take it. I don't think he's Sauce or Stingley, bro. He's definitely not Sauce. He's definitely not Sauce, man. And you got to look at the competition he went up against too at Illinois, man. Not a lot of great competition, and I don't like knocking players for that usually. But when it comes to the cornerback play, I like my corners to go up against tough competition. He hasn't gone up against crazy good competition. He's got fire in him, though, man. Witherspoon's got that fire in him, though. He's got that dog in him. I just don't know if he's a CB1, and he better be a CB. You taking him at 6? There shouldn't be a question. He should be walking into camp. Just say we took him, and he's CB1. Now, I don't think anybody's going to be pushing him for that, but I also think our corners aren't that good. So, but he better be a guy like Sauce or Stingley, and I don't think he's neither. It's a good day to see Jake Paul lose. I watched that, too. I found it today, man. I actually watched it. It's good to see him lose. He finally fought a boxer. Good for him for fighting a boxer. Even though Tommy Fury's not the greatest competition, at least he's a legit boxer. He can box. And that was a good fight, man. I actually give it up to Jake, man. And I can't stand those brothers, man. I can't stand the Paul brothers. But, he did his thing, man. I actually respect him a lot more for doing what he did. So, he fought it was actually a good fight. It was, you know what I mean? It wasn't an exciting fight. It was a pretty good fight to watch. We're looking for a big splash. So we are looking for, I don't know if we are. I don't know if we are, man. I don't know what's going on. We can all assume, but you know what assuming means, brother. Whenever you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. And I'm not saying that to you. I'm just saying in general. You know what I mean? We can all assume that they're going to make a splash. We don't really know. We don't really know, man. Brad Holmes came out and said, guys, he came out and totally told the world, I am not making a splash in free agency just to please the fan base. They have to be a fit. It's plain and simple, man. These guys got to be fits, man. So if it's big money, it's big money. If it's not, they're going to go the same route, man. Lions are finally becoming a destination for players. I hope. We haven't seen it yet, though, bro. We haven't seen it. We have not seen it. We have not seen that. We've seen that our guys want to come back. That's fine, but I don't hear nobody else saying, I want to go to Detroit. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying it's not true, but let's see it happen first. My favorite cornerback in this class is Forbes, Emmanuel Forbes. As of now, he's a projected second-round pick. His stock could rise if he balls out at the combine. Yep. Combine's what, in a week and a half, 2 weeks? They have till May to get that fifth-year option, Mark. Okay, May. Okay. So got a little bit of time. And I don't think it's getting picked up. I think everybody can agree. Zach's tight end is our weak position. That's a very talented tight end draft. I think MCDs have a plan in the draft. Yeah, man. We still got to. I think Brock Wright's a free agent. They still got Mitchell, obviously, on a 3-4 year deal, whatever they signed him to. I think Mitchell could be a potential. I'm not going to say breakout, but he could be in their plans. It's a good tight end class. I hope they don't go early. You don't need to go early on tight ends, though. Yeah, he's a number one. I don't think he's a cornerback one, though. I don't think he's a CB1, though. He might be here. Bro, but I don't think he's a cornerback one on any other team, really. Maybe a few teams, but he's a bigger physical corner. That's what he is. That plays the run well. I don't think he's great in coverage by any stretch. He'll have his odd game where he plays really, really well. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think he's a legitimate cornerback one. That's just my opinion, man, from just watching him. I hope we can trade back at 6 and get 2 corners for the price of 1. That'd be nice, man. And we were talking about that. I was talking about that with Greg Rice in one of our Lions groups, man. We're Greg and Dan, Big Dan. I was trying to say, if we can't, I'm not high on a corner, but if we can get out of that pick, drop down a few slots, acquire another draft pick, I'm all for it. Big D will have them give number 18 plus a running back. Yeah, I think we need a running back. I'm all for defense, but I'm not for drafting guys who will be on the bench over first stringers at any position. Yeah, well, we can't be drafting guys that are sitting on the bench anyways, man. Offensively or defensively. We need guys that are going to play now. We all know what Holmes loves to do. Holmes has done it 2 years in a row, man. He loves to draft for the future. But he needs to start drafting for the now, too. We draft Jameson for the future. We're going to see it. We're seeing it a year later. You know what I mean? So it happens, man. It happens. He's going to be. He seems to be a guy that's not a trend, but he could be a GM that loves to draft down the road, and that's fine. That's all well and good, but eventually you're going to have to draft for the now, and hopefully he does that soon. And he's drafting guys for the now. What's up, Tony Havens? What do you guys think of Gonzalez? I'm a Ducks fan. He played well for us this past year. I did a video on him, bro. Tony Havens. Go check it out. I gave you my analysis. I've got it written down here. Actually, I don't know if I written it down in this book. I might have written it down on my other book. Yeah, I don't have it on this book, man. Oh, no, I do. Christian Gonzalez, man. This is I like him. He's a big kid, good length on him. I don't think he's a cornerback one, though. He could be a 2. And I said in that video, I think he could be, did I say he could be maybe a safety down the road? I think he's got that size to where he can maybe be a safety down the road. So I don't like drafting him at 6, maybe 18. I wouldn't mind it. I don't put him at high as a cornerback. I think he's a good corner, but I don't see him going at 6, man. I don't see him going at 6, but I like him. But I think he's a big kid, good athleticism, got some speed to him. But I see him playing maybe safety down the stretch. We only got Okudah, Jacobs looking at our contract, Mark. That's tough, man. AJ Parker and Bobby Price are on the practice squad. Yeah, I'm not too concerned about those guys. We're going to need a couple corners and a draft pick up a vet, I'm guessing. Yeah, man, that's why I agree. I think we're going to be picking up guys, man. Picking up 2 or 3 corners down the road via the draft, via free agency, something along those lines, right? A little bit behind, guys. Sorry. Free agency has a lot of corners. I like the Jamal Dean. Might be 3 with a nickel corner. There you go. Lots of above Scoring free agency, I'd say sign someone like Dean. Yeah, I'm big on Dean. Comfortable with Brown and Big V when healthy. Yeah, but just that when healthy, those two words I can't stand. I can't stand the when healthy. We say the same thing about DeAndre Swift, bro. He's good, eh? When healthy. Evan Brown, hell of a guard. Good center. When healthy. Big V, when healthy. I can't stand it, man. I can't stand it. I know guys get hurt. I get it. But we need some tougher dudes out there, man. Big Dan is the Baylor defensive tackle. I think he saw a player 6'4", 350. He's huge. Just has the build of a nose, but he can rush the passer. He's strong. Who's pretty quick for a guy his size. I got to look more into him. St. Brown turned into what? Into what Cup did with Goff. St. Brown, yeah, man, it's the same. Hey, credit to guys like Cooper Kupp and St. Brown and Jared Goff, man. That's awesome. That's absolutely great, man. Scheme had a lot to do with that too. So I'm checking out more tight ends. I think the Lions signed one in the what? Dream free agent for me right now. It's Bobby Wagner, bro. I'm on the Bobby Wagner train. Bobby Wagner, Jamal Dean would be nice, but I'm really high on Bobby Wagner. I don't think he's going to come here, just because I just think he's going to have better options. And I'm not trying to put no shade on Detroit. I think we're building. The green arrow is trending upwards, but I just think he'll have better options, man. When he's out to free agency, Holmes thinking all faith in Brad. In Brad Holmes, we trust, brother. I feel like we're the youngest team of football. I think we're the second youngest, man. I think our oldest guy is like 29 years old. We might be the youngest team overall. Sue or Patrick Peterson? I'm all right with signing guys like Peterson or Sue. I think Peterson's a little bit washed, but he's still good. He's still a good player, though. Porter's that dude, though. Porter's okay, man. I don't think he's the best. But he's okay. You got to appreciate the money it makes. Who's that? Witherspoon's the best cornerback starter this year, but Gonzalez has a higher ceiling. Yeah, I'm not that super high on Gonzalez, man. I had to do a video on him because I saw a lot of experts mocking him to us, like Daniel Jeremiah, Bucky Brooks might have, a couple other guys, and I was like, I got to do my homework on him. I like him. He's not a playmaker though. He's just not. He's not a playmaker, but he is a 3-year starter. Started 2 years at Colorado, started at Oregon, so he's got that in him. But I just don't see him as a playmaker. He's got a lot of flaws to his game, but he's got an upside to him. He definitely does. Lions might spend money on Gesicki. Oh, please, dear God, no. Dear God, no, bro. Why? They don't need Mike Gesicki. They don't need a guy like that, man. For what? You might as well have kept Hawkinson. Man. That'd be a bad move, dude. No more Trey Flowers. That's a good move. Brockers was already a bust with the only guy. That was a strange move from the get-go. That seemed like a move getting Brockers for future money. That was a very strange move. Combine starts this Tuesday. There we go, buddy. Alex was a needed starter and had proven that. Alex Anzalone? I'm okay with Anzalone. He had a good year. David Varney. Tyreek Hill said he played with Goff. Okay, let me correct you on that, though. He did. He did say that, but he was asked a question while streaming a video game. They go, what do you think about Jared Goff? He's like, Jared Goff's a cool guy. I'd definitely play with him. He said that. He didn't say he'd want to leave Miami, though. Okay, he didn't say, I want to leave with Miami to go play with him. He said he would play with him, which is good. Hey, man, that's great that there's legitimate superstars out in the NFL saying they want to play with our current guys. I love that. That is great. I'm not throwing no shade at Jared Goff. I'm just saying it is nice to see that, but sometimes people need to be just a little bit corrected on that. Woo, tight end at 6. Hatter's House 710 in the building. I'm about to ban you. I'll never ban you, bro. I know you're playing, bro. Agree. Robert like Gonzalez, he's a frame. That being said, he played predominantly zone. Mark did a good video on him. Thanks, brother. He is his own guy. He's going to be that zone guy that's going to kind of he's going to sit back. He's going to read the quarterback's eyes. Going to try to go to the play. I don't like him in man at all. But I honestly think that guy is going to be a safety one day in the NFL. He's big, He's like 6'1", 6'2", or something like that. 2+. He's a big kid, man. I can see him going to safety. Right leg Gonzalez. What's up, Zach J? My boy, what's going on, brother? Okay, the consistency point for Okudah is as concerning as his health. Exactly. I'm very, very concerned about his consistency. That fifth-year option is not getting picked up, my friend. It's not getting picked up, man. They're going to give him one more shot. And then, if they have to sign him, they'll sign him. But I think that guy's as good as gone. I really do, man. I really do. And I wish he could stay. I hope he stays healthy. I don't think he's going to get any better in coverage. It's a very hard position, man. You're either really good at it or you're just not. Or there's no real in-betweens, I think, with corner. That's just my opinion. He has his moments, but then he has his bad games. I think he's a hell of a physical corner, great in the run game, and I think that's where it ends with him, man. And I think that's where it ends. He's too inconsistent in the coverage department, and I want better than that, man. But he's a guy we can't give up. What do you think of Brad Holmes drafts a quarterback in? Goff is currently the only quarterback having on the roster. I think they might use a day 3 pick for a backup quarterback. Dude, I can't, man. There's so much chatter going on right now, Big Dan, with what this team's going to do on the quarterback situation. I think they probably will wait, but I wouldn't be surprised if they went early and grabbed one just to protect themselves. Either way, they're protecting themselves. But I'm really curious, man. But if you had a gun to my head and you asked me, hey, man, pick a round, I'm going to say 3rd round. Just like you, day 3 pick. That's right. That's day 3, or not actually 2 and 3. That's day 2, right? So you're thinking round 4. I think they could go earlier, man. True's actually really fell off after Pleasant left. 100% he did. Because I think Pleasant was having guys run around carefree. He wasn't going by scheme. He was just telling his guys to do what they wanted. And I don't know how that lasts for a year and a half. So that kind of pissed me off a little bit, man. I feel like fans want to drop quarterbacks, receivers, and corners lately if the team don't need it. Yeah, man. We need corners, though. We need corners, and we need a backup quarterback. That's for damn sure. But we have one quarterback on the roster. One. We have one on the roster, and the corners suck. Our corners are brutal. So we need those. Wide receivers, not a need. But don't be surprised if they go get one late in free agency or the draft. You have to look at the future. You have to look at contracts, guys. When you're talking about players, everyone's like, we don't need this, we don't need that. Well, if you look at contracts of our wide receivers, you're like, okay, well, man, we got Khalif on a 1 year, Reynolds on a 1 year. So these guys are leaving possibly. So you got to protect yourselves, and you got to draft, not just for the quarterback situation, every position on your roster. So, but I do agree with what you're saying. I do. Team doesn't need it. Need what? Doesn't. Oh, okay. I know what you're saying. Never mind, brother. I'm looking to getting Godsmack tickets. Too old for me. Too old. Like, I'm too old for them, actually. I'm too old for Godsmack. Hey, what's going on, my boy? Detroit Eggs and Ham. I love it. Luke Musgrave at tight end and safety. Sidney Brown are the guys I'm high on bringing in today. Luke Musgrave, okay. Sidney Brown, I got to look more into Sidney Brown. I got to look more into that, brother. How about Fred Warner? One of the best. Loathing Wretch. What's going on, my friend? Fred Warner is probably the best in the business. He's probably number 1 in the business. LOL Loathing. We ain't getting Fred Warner. I like the. Yeah, we're not getting Fred Warner. I don't know. Is he? He's not a free agent, is he? Didn't he just get paid by the Niners? The money comment was about Logan Paul. All right, I got you. Logan Paul, Jake Paul. Yes. Let me rephrase that dream free agency. Okay. I think we brought in Brock with that veteran presence that obviously failed. I think we grabbed another seasoned vet or two in free agency. Yeah, man, I don't know if I'd say it failed, but it didn't do too well because he didn't play. But he was a hell of a cheerleader, talking guys up every week. That's the nice thing about Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell is the culture they are building. You actually have a chance to get free agents to come here. Yeah, I want to see guys that want to come here first, though. I want to hear a free agent that says they want to come here. I want to hear it. Like, we're hearing it in-house, that's great. But I want to hear guys that come out and go, listen, man, I'd love to go play in Detroit. I hope Detroit calls me. You know, I would love to hear it. Are you high on any of these corners? I'm not high on a lot of these corners, man. I'm not. Like, I'm okay. Like, I like Witherspoon. I just don't like any corner at 6. None of these guys I don't think are number 6 worthy. I don't think not one of them are. But I like Witherspoon. I'm okay with Cam Smith. Porter, I'm okay with. But not at 6, man. I'm not super high on a lot of these corners, man. I think people just underestimate how much a tight end would ball if a better fit for the system. Hawk was all right, but never lived to potential. I think Trey was more so. But this, you have to look at it this way, bro. You have to look at it this way, too. Our tight end situation got better when Hawk left. More touchdowns, anyways. They set a record for an organization for touchdowns. That says a lot, man. Tight end wasn't really in their – I'm not going to say it's not in their game plan, but it's not an option. It's not a high option. Let's just say that. Goff loves the short throws, but he likes throwing to his slot guys short. Likes dumping it off to his running backs. You know, and we had guys like Brock Wright, Shane Zylstra, James Mitchell all step up when Hawk left. So maybe if you get a good tight end, it's a whole different scenario. But as of right now, I don't think it's a need. I don't think it's a big need. There's some good tight ends in this draft, man. There's some really good ones in this draft. Like, I got a book here. I got a book, man. I like some guys, man. I just don't like grabbing them high. Like Michael Mayer, I'm not grabbing him in the first round, even though he's an excellent tight end. I'm not grabbing him. You know, Darnell Washington's an absolute animal for Georgia. Luke Musgrave, Oregon State, another animal at 6'6". Big kids, man. Well, you can get a guy like, say they went after a guy like, let's say a Sam Laporta. Grab him. But you're not grabbing him in the first or second round. You're grabbing a guy like Sam Laporta in the 3rd, 4th round. And I don't know if I even want to do that. I think they need more. I think they need more than tight ends, man. Not because they think they don't need it, but I know it's an unpopular opinion. Yeah, well, I know, bro. See, the Broncos brought him Mapaches and Joe Lombardi as an OC. Sounds like it's just weird. Like Patricia got brought in, but what's he coaching? He's not even coaching the defense, is he? Or the linebackers? I think he's the linebacker coach. What a nightmare. And then Joe Lombardi? Russell Wilson's probably shaking his head. Russell Wilson right now is probably going, what did I get myself into, man? He's got a nightmare upon his hands. Correction on what Ramsey's do. I overshot that. He's only due 17. Okay, I thought that was a little high, bro. I was like, 23 million. I'm like, oh man. I was like, should I question that? I go, because I know it's around the ballpark, but you overshot a bit. And I'm glad you came back to correct yourself, Big Dan. I appreciate you, brother. I think Hughes was our best corner last year and deserves a re-signing. Mike Hughes, he had his moments. Man. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if he was he the best? Probably. He might have been graded the highest. But he didn't stand out to, I don't think, too many people, bro. Okudah's 5th year is 12. It's 11. It's 11 and it's 11 and change, I think, or 12. You're right. No freaking way. 100%, bro. I'm in there with you. What do you think about Kansas State's cornerback Julian Brents? He's apparently a sleeper pick because of his size and how he held his own against Quentin Johnson in the Big 12 championship game. Somebody said that earlier to me, bro, about Julius Brents. I have to look into him a little bit more. You can go to the best XFL quarterback as your second string, honestly. Yeah, well, some people were saying A.J. McCarron. I don't want anything to do with that guy walking into our locker room. Sorry, I don't want anybody coming in from the XFL. Not in the quarterback situation. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want A.J. McCarron apparently playing if Goff goes down. That's if you're happy with that, I don't know, man. I wouldn't be happy. The Broncos didn't hire Matt Patricia, though, did they? I think they hired him, man, as the linebacker coach. I think he's the linebacker coach now. He interviewed for the DC job. I think they gave that to Vance Joseph, pretty sure. And then I think they hired him as a linebacker coach. They did. Linebacker coach, right? If for whatever reason Holmes likes take QB round 1, I won't be upset. You know, a lot of people will be, though, dude. And if he does take a quarterback in the first round, Goff's done. You do know that, right? Done like a dinner. That's why they might not do it. But I'm just saying, this is their opportunity to do it right now. But I can see it being done a little bit later. It has to be done. It has to be done later on, at least. If they don't do it earlier, they're doing it late. If they don't do it late, they're doing it mid, early, late, whatever they got to do, they're doing it. Receiver can still be early if Chark isn't re-signed. I don't want nothing to do with Chark. Wide receiver, I think, is going to be coming to town, man. They just have to do it because the way their contracts are set up. Yeah, I wouldn't do it either, bro. I'm way behind, guys. Sorry. Not a fan of Sean Payton's staff in Denver. I'm not a fan of that team. Good defense, though. Hey, Perry Ball, what's up, brother? Hope you're doing well, too, my friend. I hope you're doing well, too. Goff struggled a lot when Reynolds was number 1, right? Well, he didn't have his weapons. I understand it. He didn't have his weapons, man. But your QB1, man, he needs to be better. He needs to be better when the chips are down. That's that's one of my biggest things about Goff is when the chips are down, I don't think he's just not as good. And I know that happens for a lot of quarterbacks, but I don't care about other quarterbacks. You need to be better even when the chips are down. And not everything is going to always be perfect, man. Cindy probably Kirby Joseph out of Illinois. Okay, I got to look into him. Bro. What's up, Justin Chase? I can't believe how many people are against drafting Bijan. I'm not against it. I'm not against drafting Bijan. I made a video about it, bro. We're going to pick up some offensive pieces, too. And Holmes, Campbell said they just want day 1 starters in the first. I agree. So if you get Witherspoon, Brown, and Joseph, yeah, okay. Well, that's all fun. That's fun, man. You know what I mean? I don't mind Witherspoon. I just don't like him at 6. 18, I'm all in on a Witherspoon. But, yeah, they all played together at Illinois. That's good chemistry, 100%. You do like that, but that's not necessarily going to happen, right? Exam. I like Julian Bridge, 6'4" cornerback. That's huge for a cornerback, and that's a big boy. I didn't know he was that big. He did really well senior year. He has a 3rd-round projection as of now. Could change during the combine. Is he invited to the – damn. Is he invited to the combine, Big Dan? Do you like Porter? You mean Porter, not Potter? What do you like and don't like about him? I'm okay with Porter, man. I'm okay. He's basically his own guy, and that's fine. Not necessarily screams playmaker to me either. I do like him, though. He's fiery, dude. He reminded, fiery like his old man was back in the day. If you don't know who his old man was, Joey Porter, look him up. Played for the Miami Dolphins, played for the Steelers. I think pretty sure he won a Super Bowl with the Steelers. Pretty sure. Don't quote me on that, though. Don't quote me on that, but I don't know if he did. But I'm okay with him, man. I just don't like him at 6. I don't like any of these corners at 6. I just don't like any of these guys at 6. My favorite cornerbacks are Joey Porter, Emmanuel, Forbes. I got to look into more into Forbes. Tenant situation didn't make the team better. The offense was clicking early and had many injuries. Yeah, it didn't make it any worse either. Losing Hawkinson didn't skip a beat. They actually got better when Hawkinson left in the touchdown department. Anyways. They did. They started getting in the end zone more, and they set a franchise record. So the offense doesn't necessarily revolve around our title situation. That's okay. That's fine. That's why I don't want to get one early. The whole team was kicking out their Hawkins trade. They were clicking great, man. They got better. They started winning football games. Mark, you touched on something. Our tight end gets like 10 targets a game. We got a good tight end room. He's a tight end is a need like at all. It's just not. It's just not, bro. Like I'm glad that you agree. Like, I just don't think it's necessarily a need. Like, if you want to pick one up in the 4th or 5th, I don't think I have a 4th round pick, but if If you want to pick one up a little bit later, go nuts, man. Go nuts, pick one up. But I just don't think it's necessarily a need. Ben looks good in this film, but I need to see more. I got to check him out, man. I got to check him out on the L22. I got games loaded up, man, ready to rock and roll. I just got to find some games that he's in. Don Burr in the building. What's going on, bro? James Mitchell's going to be a stud. If it wasn't for his ACL injury. Coming out, he was a third-round pick. That's right. We drafted him into fifth. He's an all-around tight end, man. I think they're going to acclimate him into the system a little bit more. Are they going to necessarily make him a focal point? I don't think that's ever going to happen. We got too many other weapons to do that right now. But he could be a guy that could be sneaky. I like the James Mitchell pickup, bro. I talked about that when we first drafted him. It was a guy that was projected to go early, second, third round guy before that injury. He's an all-around tight end. Every ball that was thrown, and there really wasn't a lot of balls thrown to him this year, but he caught every single one. He's got nice soft hands. He's a big target. I like it. Deep defensive tackle and OGR, biggest need. I think defensive tackle you're hitting on for sure. We definitely need a guard. I like Osiris Torrance. I still would love him at 18. I think he'll be gone before then, though. And I think grabbing at 6 would be too early. But imagine if they did something like that. Him next to Sewell. Ooh-wee. Kelsey and Gronk have been those guys in Super Bowl as of recently. Yeah, Kelsey was what, a fifth-round pick? Gronk went the second. You know what I mean? Those guys are two different breeds, though, man. Those guys are unicorns, man. Those guys are two unicorns. Goff had Higbee and Everett in the Super Bowl before. Higbee's good. Everett's one of those receiving tight ends, for sure. Zach's Ben Johnson offense isn't really on tight ends like other run-heavy teams do. They just don't. Anyone worth the number 6 pick will be gone by the time it comes around, especially in areas of need. 100%. We're going to get a good player at 6. I wouldn't be surprised if they trade out of it, though. Patricia was a linebacker-worthy coach for the Lions. If only that was the case, the Lions they probably would have made another playoff game. Patricia was an absolute joke here. It was a joke, bro. I'm not sure what you mean by linebacker-worthy. I feel you on that, Rob. Trading down would be ideal for sure. Cue the dramatic music. Oh, trading up. Go get Carter. Go get Will Anderson. The only guys I'm trading up for. This sounds crazy. What's going on? Crew Dog in the building. This sounds crazy. But Bijan still at 18. Imagine how complete RO would be. Hey, man, I'm okay with them taking Bijan at 18. We need that stud right there. You still can sign Jamal Williams. You can still sign him. Bye-bye Swift. Keep him around for a bit, but he literally becomes your third down back. That's just what Swift is, I think, at this point in his career. Bijan will be the guy, and you can spell him with Swifty and Jamal. Or you trade Swift. I don't know what you're going to get for a guy like that. People love his talent, but but people don't love his ability. That's so. What you're going to get for him is, I don't know, man, a third, a fourth, if you're lucky. Well, they all had a down year, and Okudah isn't consistent. Yeah, all those guys turned into dog shit when I'll be pleasant. Well, a Warrior was struggling right off the bat, out of the gate, but most of our corners started going downhill when Pleasant was like worse, actually, when Pleasant got fired. So I'm telling you, man, because he was having these guys freelance. You want Bobby Langner at linebacker? 150% I do, Justin Chase. That's my biggest free agent guy right now. That's exactly who I want, man. I just think you plan for your quarterback to not go down if they do sign someone. Well, yeah, you don't want your quarterback to go down, but that's why you got to get a pretty good backup. Like, we were lucky last year, man. We were lucky last year that Goff stayed healthy. Who wanted to see Nate Sedfeld in there? Who wanted to see Tim Boyle again or David Blau? Nobody here. So they're gonna have to bring somebody in. They don't have any quarterbacks on the roster except for Goff. Patricia will do good as a positions coach? Maybe. I don't know, bro. I'm not in on that guy, man. He can go F himself, bro. Sorry, man. He didn't have as much to learn defense as AO and Okudah. Well, he didn't have as much time. I get that. He was a new guy getting brought in. still doesn't, he still wasn't that great. Johnson is more like gone next year. Ben Johnson? Yeah, man, he has a good – if he has another year like he did this year, say goodbye. Carolina was going to sign him, man. I bet you they were. What's going on, my friend? What's going on, Jaquan? How you doing, buddy? Thanks for coming on to the show. Jake Paul put the blame on Drake for his first loss. Why was Drake there? Man, did he bet on him? That's hilarious, man. That's funny. That's actually kind of funny. Chark not coming back. You want the bag of cash. Chark ain't worth the bag of cash. He ain't worth the bag of cash, man. He's got some. He reminds me of DeAndre Swift, man. Got the talent, got really, really good talent, but can't stay healthy. So what's he going to do? Miss 5 or 6 games every year and want that bag? Go get that bag elsewhere. Houston Texans are calling your name, DJ Chark. Go get that bag. They never really gave what? They never really gave Goff very many chips rather than the O-line. Who? Who didn't give Goff any chips? Who are you talking about? L.A. or Detroit? St. Brown just happened to prove me number 1 round. Yeah, well, yeah, that does happen. You talking about the wide receivers for Goff? Yeah, man. He came walking into a nightmare. Tyrell Williams was number 1 guy. Rashad Perryman. I get it. Running game was there, though. Running game was there. O-line was there. We had a tight end in Hawk who was supposed to be the guy. He had some pieces. You're not going to get number 1s all across the board. But he had some pieces. Yeah, Brent will be at the combine. Awesome, brother. I'm expecting Witherspoon or Gonzalez at 6. I hope to God not, man. I hope for sure it's not Gonzalez. If it's Gonzalez, I'll be very, very upset. I'm definitely looking up training into for Carter Anderson. I want Will Anderson. That's my guy. But Jalen Carter is my number 2. So if they can get a guy like those 2 guys, for sure. I don't want Witherspoon or Gonzalez at 6, though. I don't want any of these damn corners at 6. Because now, me and my boy Greg Rice have been talking about, you don't have a guy like a Sauce Gardner. Why are you taking him at 6? Because now everyone's thinking, is that guy going to be Sauce Gardner? Devin Witherspoon and Christian Gonzalez are not those guys. So, but thanks everybody in the building. I got 43 in the building today, man. That might be one of my highs, man. I like that. And my chair just broke. Well, that's not good. That's not good at all. See, I'm going to have to fix that in a bit. Chair broke. I just got to screw it in. Jesus Christ. Oh, my God, man. Okay, let's go. Wow. Okay. I'll fix that later. But yeah, man. None of those guys at 6. We have to get Belcott running back and show off our stud line. I love Charbonnet in the second. Dude is a hammer. I like Charbonnet, ex-Michigan Wolverine, by the way. Shannon Graham, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Brad will get a quarterback. Pack of passers will not have a job in 2024 season. They're starting to go away. The game's just getting faster, and if Goff goes down, we are done. That's why we need to draft somebody. We are definitely drafting a quarterback. I'm not saying high, I'm not saying mid, and I'm not saying late, but there is one coming in here. We have to bring in at least 2 or 3. We have 1 on the roster. That's Mr. Jared Goff. So there's at least 2 coming for sure, 3 for camp, right? Do you think Hooker falls in the late 2nd round or 3rd round? I think he falls into the 3rd. Round. He won't be playing in 2023. So he could be a guy that slips a bit. Somebody could take a shot at him in the 2nd round, though. But I think he's going to slip a bit. Penei Sewell's going to have 10 receptions and 2 touchdowns this year. Woo! Tony C. I'm loving it, buddy. But I think it was a team believing in themselves later in the season. Had nothing to do with Hawk. And I think the other 10 slipped in for touchdowns because no one saw them coming. Well, yeah, Rico Beard said that the other day on 97 won a ticket because nobody wants to cover them. Whatever, man. You know what I mean? They still did their job, dude. They still did their job. what you think of Stephen Alvia, old guard from TCU. That's Aliva, right? I think you're spelling his name wrong. Al Avila. Every time I see that guy's name, it reminds me of Al Avila. Steve Avila from the offensive guard. He's one of the top guards in this draft. I like him a lot. He's tough nose, grinder. He's a killer out there. I like him. I like Torrance though, and I like Schwartz. So you trust Mitchell, right, as Zylstra to block on run plays? I definitely trust Mitchell. I definitely trust Mitchell and Wright. Zylstra, not at all. The guy's a wide receiver. That guy's a complete wide receiver, man. He was a absolute stud wide receiver in college. Just played for a small school. But Mitchell, 100%, and Wright, yeah, because that's what they were. That's what they were in college. Mitchell in college was more of an all-around guy. And Wright was when he went to Notre Dame, he played with Cole Kmet, so he wasn't going to take any snaps from Kmet, so he became kind of their H-back blocking tight end. I totally think those guys could do the job well. Yeah, I do. What cornerback you taking first? What's up, pretty boy? Wow, Urban Meyer. Jeez. Pretty boy, what's going on? What cornerback you taking first? Well, my favorite cornerback is Devin Witherspoon. That's my favorite guy, so I'd be taking him first if I had a choice. But I'm not taking any of them at 6, man. Mitchell's a better blocker than Hawk was. 100% he was. Hawk was supposed to be baby Gronk coming out. Everybody remember that? Well, it's baby Gronk. He can block. He can receive. He scores touchdowns. Yeah, all the injury problems guys they can't stay healthy enough. That's the problem. We need guys healthy. I understand it's a tough game, but man, McGregor, aka Johnny Keyboard, I love it. Hey, I'm Mark Orm down here in Arizona with my mom. With my mom, bro. Awesome, dude. What's going on? I love that name, man. McGregor, also known as Johnny Keyboard. That's fantastic, man. Welcome to the show, my friend. You can't consider running backs, especially now, late they go in drafts as of recent years, like Najee II was a steal 10 years ago. Najee Harris. What are you talking about, man? 10 years ago? I'm lost, dude. I don't know what you mean. Running backs, in general, are not considered high value anymore, man. They're just not. But a guy like Bijan's probably going to go in the first. I'm relieved to be able to sit back, relax, and trust in Brown Holmes. Feels good, bro. I'm glad I caught you live. Thank you, James Willis. Thank you to the show. Late stream. Had to get it in. I keep saying I want to be consistent, but man, just my life isn't consistent, man. It's always busy. I'm always busy. I'm not complaining about my life. My life is great, but it's just I'm just a busy boy, and I got to fix this damn chair. I like Tanner McKee from Stanford. Big quarterback. Pocket guy, though. Pocket guy. If he's the guy that, he's not a guy that's going to run away from anything, but he's a huge human being. I get photos of the Super Bowl sign in Old Scottsdale. Played some golf. Fantastic, McGregor, a.k.a. Johnny Keyboard. That name is fantastic. Drake, I just started this, Big Dan. Drake bet $400,000 to KO. What an idiot, man. What an idiot. I'd rather beef up the O-line before drafting a running back. That's 100% factual. I do like that too. Brown is leaving for starting pay, and Big V is still questionable. Brown can go. I'm okay with Brown leaving, though I like him. I like Evan Brown. But if he's looking for big pay, Godspeed, my friend. Godspeed, my friend, because you're not getting that here. You're not playing over Evan Brown. You're not playing over Jonah Jackson, and then you probably have a shot to start over a Big V. But if Big V's healthy, and I hate that when healthy, you're not playing over Big V either. But I think Big V is going to be a camp cut. But we do need to beef up. I love Osiris Torrance, man. Justin Chase, you are jacked. Boy's got some arms, man. Boy's got arms. We pay for an O-line to block Goff, though. That's it. But we have a good O-line. I'm not worried about that. A backup quarterback isn't where I'm putting my ducats on. Give me guys who see the field. And again, I'm not saying we need to draft a quarterback super early, but you need a guy in case Goff goes down. You can't play the game. I hope Goff doesn't get hurt because they got lucky this year. and they're lucky to have a great O-line. But quarterbacks get hurt. And if a guy like Nate Sudfeld or David Blau or Tim Boyle come in, you guys would rip apart guys like Brad Holmes. Brad Holmes would get destroyed for it. I'm not saying you have to go pay big money to go get a backup, but you need a good backup, man. Thoughts on the Lions possibly playing the Chiefs in Germany? I love it. Get some recognition, man. Get some recognition. Let's go over to Germany. Let's go kick the Chiefs' butt. It's going to be a tough one, but let's do it. The amount of free agents you can sign at cornerback is ridiculous. I think it's safer to sign a quarterback and draft elsewhere. I think they're going to do both. I think they're going to draft one and sign one free agency. It's happening, bro. You got to bring two of them in. It can take up to 3 years for a cornerback to develop. It can, 100%. I totally agree with you, Perry. Free agent nightmare. That's a tough one, man. That's a tough one. For me, I'm going to say, and I'm going to say this, people might laugh at this, bringing in a guy for big money like Saquon Barkley. Love him. I'm a Giants fan, and he's one of the most talented running backs in the NFL, if not the most talented, but he's injury prone, man. That kid can get injured. If they were to go and get a guy like that, I'd be nervous every time he touched the football. I just would be, man. And I do like him. I actually love him. But it would be a nightmare for me, man. Hi, baby. Am I being too loud? That's the sign, guys. Right there. That's my wife, by the way. I'm sure everybody knows. That's the sign that I'm being too loud, I think. Sorry, baby. Because I think they're in bed because they're upstairs going sleepy nights. And I have a feeling that was a sign of keep it down. Sorry, babe. I look at recent cornerbacks drafted in the top 10, J.C. Horn, Patrick Surtain, Sauce. It's hard to see any of these guys with quite that ceiling. I love it, Greg Rice. That's a great take. And I'm giving it a star, my friend. Love it. I'm totally down for trading back. It's a good take, Greg Rice. Great take. I got to have you on the show one day, bro. If we can't get Robinson, what other running back you want? I like Zach Charbonnet that somebody said earlier. I like him. I'm okay with Jahmyr Gibbs. You might have to get him in the second, third round, though. Those two guys I like. I like Bijan, but I'm not totally for drafting Bijan Robinson in the first round. But I think you're going to have to get him there. I'm not against a guy like Bijan Robinson or offense early in the draft as the Lions offense was successful. The lack of talent and guard depth limited them. I think so too. It hurt, with guys like Ragnow going down. You got to see Brown kick over. Seeing guys like Matt Nelson coming in the game was absolutely nightmarish. Who stepped in for Big V? Brown most of the year, right? Brown most of the year. Played good, but had some really bad games. So we need some better depth. Honestly, we can go without drafting a linebacker and re-signing Alex Anzalo and bringing in Quan. I don't want Quan Alexander. I'd rather go get Bobby Wagner. I have no issues with signing Alex Anzalone back, though. None whatsoever. I like Anzalone. He played good for 2022. Really nice season. I'm not going off any radio guy's opinion. I don't know what you're saying. But yeah, that's what Rico Beard said the exact same thing you said, though. Trade back or get cornerback or lineman at 6. Quarterback at 18 or earlier with trade. I'm feeling you, brother. I don't think they're going to go get a quarterback at 6, though. I really don't. A lineman, which one, though? Like, you know what I mean? You mean O-line or D-line? Cornerback at 18, I'm all in, buddy. I just see the sense to getting a second round before paying him too much. What would we do if everyone gets scared of Bryce Young's size and he drops to 6? Wow. I would snap him up and get me D-line at 18. He might be too hard to pass up. I don't see Houston passing up on him. If Houston passes up on him, then he could drop. He could very well drop. People will be screaming, calling up to trade for him, though. So it would be interesting. Yeah, he was in college. He was an all-around tight end. He could block well, played some H-back, blocks well in the run, blocks well in the passing game. Got to watch his tape, bro. if you didn't watch his tape in college, I suggest you do, because he was considered a very versatile tight end. Wasn't really his bread and butter. He didn't really have a bread and butter. He was just kind of, he could do everything decent. You know what I mean? So good receiver, good blocker, good overall guy. So that's what he was in college. We made the right move, training Hawk. He wasn't really. I'm glad we got rid of him, because you're not paying that type of guy that kind of money. You're not paying him George Kittle money. He had a great year this year, though. You go look at his overall numbers. He had a solid year, man. He had one of the best years as an offensive player at that position in the NFL last year at his position. So, but I don't think you can't pay him that type of money. I guess I only saw highlights of Mitchell receiving. Doesn't mean he can't block. I didn't know that. Yeah, man. Well, highlights, bro. You're not going to see highlights of a tight end blocking. It's just that's a fact, bro. When I do my evaluation of guys we draft, I have to look into game film. I look into game film. If I was just to go highlights, I can only tell you that he was a decent wide receiver catching the ball, right? He's a good blocker. He's not the greatest blocker out there, but he can block. He's not afraid to put his nose in there and get a little bit dirty, which you like as a tight end, right? Yeah, it's okay to have that concern, but he's not a liability. Trust me. Sleeping guard that will be available around 3 or 4, Jarrett Patterson from Notre Dame. Notre Dame always spits out those good O-linemen, bro. I like it. And even center, left guard, right guard. He's not a lot of sacks his career at Notre Dame. Look him up. I know who you're talking about, bro. Jarrett Patterson. I know who you're talking about. I like him. I guess Jake Paul needed a one dance. Do you feel the combine is overrated versus tape and player? 150%. It is. Zach Wilson is the poster boy for that. And there's lots of other players too. I'm not just going to shout out. I'm not just going to put Zach Wilson on the shooting range and take him out, man. I think it's one of the most overrated ways to gauge a player in the history of the NFL. But it's fun. And scouts do take it serious because they're all there. Teams are all there. The GMs are all there. The coaches are all there taking notes 100%. It is the underwear Olympics for a reason. They call it that for a reason. Guys look great running around. Guy looks super athletic. It measures out guys' strength, athleticism, everything else. They get these guys in meeting rooms and they talk to them. That's when you probably get that. The things we don't see is the interviews, is the interview process, which we kind of get to see a little bit later on. Like we saw a little bit with Aiden Hutchinson, I think, during the combine. We finally got to see Hutchinson talking to like Todd Wash, talking to Aaron Glenn, I think it was Aaron Glenn he was actually talking to. We got to see that a little bit. We don't get to see that too much in the combine, though. We don't see that crap, which I wish we saw a little bit more of, because we get to see their personality a little bit more. But I think it's very overrated, man. Like guys are, some guys make money though during the combine, and speed, power, strength, all that stuff. It's all great and stuff, but it has to equate to the football field. I knew guys, man, that could bench press 500 pounds, man, that I played with, but I could literally throw that guy halfway across the room because he was great in the gym, but he couldn't do it on the field. I knew guys that weren't strong that would just toss me around because they were football strong or football smart. You know what I mean? So these guys know, but it is a very overrated thing, but it's fun because it's football that we haven't had since Super Bowl. So it's fun to watch, but it is a little bit overrated, man. Tape all day, but Holmes loves athletic freaks. 100%. If it would have happened 10 years ago, okay. Getting a player as talented as Najee Harris 10 years ago would have been unheard of. I mean, yeah, well, those type of guys. Najee Harris was a guy that would be drafted earlier, though. That's when running backs were more, highly valued, I say, 10, 15 years ago. They're not valued like they were. Like Bijan Robinson, that guy's getting drafted probably in the first, second overall pick 10 years ago, right? Like, you know what I mean? Now they're saying that he could possibly slip out of the first. I don't think he will. I think he goes in the top 20, I think he's going to go top 20, 25. But we could grab him at 18. Who knows? Dog. Hawk was too worried about his hair looked, and I don't think ever hit the weight room. He was a very good receiver, but was a marginal blocker. He did come out his second, third year looking jacked, though. He did come out. He went to that Kittle camp, but I get it. We had a top 5 pick at halfback. Oh, hey, man. I know exactly. It happens, man, but we don't need halfback that early. I'm proud 40. Yeah, Bobcats driving are absolutely painful to only have 4 hits. Says a lot about you. It does, man. It's just ridiculous. Gurley was picked as 10 in the draft. Yeah, and he was a stud. But how long did he last? How long did Todd Gurley last? Not long. Killer Cook. Hey man, great show, but IGTG Storms here. What's that mean? What's IGTG Storms? Oh, you guys are getting hit? Where you at, bro? That's it. 4th, 5th round quarterback. That's what it could be. That's what it could be. I didn't know you were into boxing. Me? I used to be really into boxing, bro. I used to be into boxing big time, man. I loved it. I haven't been into it as much lately. I'd love to get back into it, but yeah, man, I know a little bit about boxing. Especially, I'm more old school, though. I'm a little more old school. Ricky Williams was picked 5. Yeah, and that was absolutely ludicrous what the Saints did there. Mike Ditka giving up a whole draft to go get him. That's insanity at its finest, bro. We should have taken Sam Howell in the 4th last year. Bro, I was a big fan of Sam Howell. I was kind of hoping we would have took him too. Honestly, I was. He went in the 5th and will end up being the starter in Washington. I think so too, Crew Dog. Nice take, brother. You're getting starred up. Starring you. Justin Chase. Just wish we had some more picks in the top 80. We have a ton. That's what the laughing emoji's for. Just wanted to be draft time already. Can't wait to see how the roster is looking come out in September. Exactly. And put the gun show away, Justin. Jesus. I don't want my wife coming down here and seeing that picture. Good job, brother. I'm back in the gym too, man. Trying to get my fat ass back in the gym. I'm getting a little bit stronger, and I need to lose probably about 30 more pounds. Barry Sanders was number 3 in the draft, and well worth every damn penny he was ever given, bro. And I'm sure before this, someone was number 1. Yeah, Barkley was. What was Barkley? Number 2? Barkley went number 2, I believe. Didn't he? I'm sure there was number 1 picks, 100%. Sanders went 3? Yeah, because it was Mandrich. Was it Mandrich, Aikman, then Barry? Is that what it was? Or was it Aikman, Mandrich, then Barry? That's what it was. Just Aikman, Mandrich, then Barry. Oof. Woo. Man, we almost drafted Tony Mandrich, man. Holy God. And I'm sure before this, someone was like, yeah, Swift and Barkley. Damn, Brandon Q. That would give me a heart attack every week. Swift and Barkley. Heyo. At his house, starting trouble. Injury prone, I know, man. That's a draft. That's a draft nightmare. Is that a draft nightmare? For me, a corner at 6, man. That's a draft nightmare for me. I won't be happy. I'll try. I will get on board with it. I will get on board if it happens. But at 6, that's a nightmare for me. How does Zach C is my pick if we take running back later? Charbonnet, yeah. I like him a lot, bro. He's a hammer. He's the hammer. A boy, Johnny Keyboard in the house. Shook hands with Barry one day on the way to Tin Fish from campus, Martin Park 2006. Told him, Mr. Sanders, thanks for all the good years. That's awesome, bro. Do you think Brad Holmes should draft for need or BPA in the 1st round? I've always been a guy that's been BPA, but I'm okay with need too as well. And I'm okay with whatever Brad Holmes decides to do, man. I don't know if that really answers the question, but that's my answer. Get Bijan early means we get at least one solution DT defensive tackle. Yeah, well, they go Bijan. They go Bijan early. They go Bijan. They're gonna have to follow that up with some good defensive picks. I know. I hear you. Brandon Q free agent. Yeah, I know. What about Richardson at 6? What's up, Patty Grimes? I don't hate Anthony Richardson like a lot of people do. I think he needs to work a lot on his skills. He's only been a starter 1 year at Florida. I think he has accuracy issues. I think he's got some quarterback skills he needs to hone. But he's got crazy measurables, insane intangibles. He's huge. He's got a rifle arm. He can make any throw. He can run. He's big. He's got everything looking in the green, trending upwards, of what I like to say a lot. But at 6, you're starting a shitstorm there. If they take him at 6, man, people will be screaming for his head if Goff struggles for 1 quarter. And I don't know if that'll be good for the locker room. I'm not saying they're not going to do anything like that, but man, it's a little bit troublesome for me. It's a little bit troublesome. If they do it, they do it. You got to live with it. But I just don't know how the locker room adjusts to that. I think they really like Goff there. So it's something that they're going to have to think about, though, bro. He was definitely impressive on the Vikings. I'm not downgrading him. I said he had a good year. Hawk had a good year, man, but he just wasn't going to get paid here. It was simply a money issue with him. And like we said earlier, tight end wasn't a focal point on this team. So why pay a guy top 3 money if you're not going to make him a focal point in your offense? It's a complete waste of money. Brent DeWitt, my guy, man. Hey, brother, didn't know you were going to be live. Just got in. Combine is almost a joke. It is, man. It's a joke, man. A little bit. It's just, that's what we like to, people, it's football again, though. It gets everybody all in a frenzy, gets the juices going, right? Gets the juices going. And we need to talk, bro. What's your thoughts on Aaron Glenn's contract extension? It's a multi-year extension. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. I understand that he had a turnaround last year in the second half, bro. I get it. Some things had to happen for in order for that to go down. But I'm not going to forget about the year and a half of pure dog shit. I get that we were young. I get all that. But we were one of the worst in the NFL at stopping everything, man. So I don't understand giving him an extension. I don't really get it. The good thing about that, though, with extensions with coaches, doesn't go against the cap. We get no penalties. Doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. All I know is, bro, he cannot start off the way that he did for the last 2 years. We can't go into the season getting gashed through the air or getting gashed on the ground for the first 3-4 weeks. If that happens, he needs to be punted into the Detroit River, right? So, given the extension, I'm not all for it. I'm not gonna shred Brad Holmes or Dan Campbell for even thinking about it. I just don't agree with it. But who am I? You know what I mean? Like who am I? I don't think it was necessary. I think it was weird timing. Yeah, they had an improvement, but man, I need to see more. The interview room is where Brad earns his money. 100%, man. At least the combine gives us some kind of football. This is my wife's figure skating season. Oh, jeez. Stroud at 6, if no trade back, a.k.a. here's Johnny. Oh, here's Johnny. I love it. That's fantastic. I should have known. I should have known that it was here's Johnny. I don't want Stroud at 6, man. I don't know, bro. What do you think of Trenton Simpson? Football IQ people were saying he's Justin. I haven't heard the Davis comparison. I haven't heard that. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. I didn't really hear that Davis was not good football IQ. I don't remember that, but I know he's a hell of a talent. But if he's stupid, if he's not that smart, maybe he drops, man. If Barry was there at 6, would you pick him? Well, saying that now, of course. So you think how easy running backs are hurt affects their draft value now? I just think that, and I just don't think they're as valued because you can find good ones in later rounds now. Like it's not as popular a position to pick. Like you can get good running backs in the 3rd round, 4th round, because just the way they're valued now, they drop. And they have always been guys that they have like a shelf life of 4 years, bro, running backs. So it's like you never really see running backs get a second contract with the same team. You know what I mean? Like Derrick Henry, second contract with Tennessee Titans. Now there's chatter that he possibly maybe could be on the trade block. I don't think he's going anywhere. I don't think he's going anywhere, but you're hearing the chatter now. But he got his second deal with the Tennessee Titans. But you don't see him getting second deals with same teams. That's why I think they're not as valued too. I turned the show back on. It means I got to go. I'm in Kansas. Okay. Oh, man, you guys go about, hey, man, prayers up, my friend. Positive vibes coming your way. Hopefully you guys don't go through, man, a shitstorm like that, guy. Damn. Mark, I'm good with whatever Holmes does except drafting a running back in the second round. That second round's been a nightmare for us, bro. And Jalen Carter available. Love Jalen Carter, my friend. Maybe we can get some picks for Okudah and Swift. I don't know what you're going to get for guys like that. You're going to get maybe a fourth, a fifth, if you're lucky. Maybe. You know what I mean? Injury-prone guys, man. Swift, super talented. Can't trust him. Okudah, I don't know what the hell this guy is, man. I don't know what he is. 2 years of being hurt. I can't blame him totally. Comes on, basically his rookie year. Played really good football for a little bit at the beginning. Started getting banged up. Started getting benched. Mysterious injuries popping up. I don't know what you're going to get for those guys. You might get a fourth or a fifth for Swift if you're lucky. For Okudah, I don't know, man. I really don't know. What about UFC? I'm okay with UFC. I'm not the biggest fan. Troy went number 1. Okay, yeah. I corrected myself. Troy went 1. Manders went 2. Can you imagine what Osiris T would look like in between Frank the Tank and Panay? So I could probably get a yard between them 3. I might get a yard and a half. I don't know, bro. Bro, man, that gets me excited thinking about that, bro. I almost get in tears because I love Osiris Torrance, bro. Love him. I absolutely love him. Him and Sewell, gee, come on, man. Come on. We're running behind those two beasts all day. Lions drafted Swift or Jonathan Taylor made the biggest mistake ever. It was a mistake, but now there's chatter about Jonathan Taylor possibly getting traded. Now let's talk about him possibly getting traded out of Indy. I'm telling you, bro, we don't see running backs sticking around with their teams, man. It just don't happen. But I do agree that was a mistake at the time. That was a mistake. Taylor, he suffered some injuries last year. He was an absolute monster in 2021, though. So, that's going to happen. Taylor had a lot of mileage on him, man, in college. Tons. Like, that's why some teams were nervous about getting him. But he's a stud. Swift is good. You can't trust him. He's one of my favorites in the draft, bro. I can't wait to do my draft analysis on him because it's coming up. What would you want to trade back at 6? I don't want to drop too far. So I really wouldn't want to drop out of the top 12 if we drop out of 6. So just give me another second or a third. That's it, man. I'm not asking for a lot. Trade back if no Jalen Carter. I don't think he'll be there, bro. Running backs are a dime a dozen guys. Running back community, it's the way to go nowadays. Exactly. You want to hope Swift stays healthy and re-sign Jamal, but Robinson could be the future for sure. Exactly. I like Bijan Robinson, and I think they should sign Jamal Williams. I don't think he's a need, but I think he's a should sign. I think they should sign him, but our running back situation is kind of crazy too. We need to go for some guys. Drafting Bijan for me, sorry, value is not there. I understand. Totally get it. Dylan, Jones, Zeke, Pollard, CMC, Mitchell. Whew. Why do you think everything's getting up? He's getting all the hype because he's a monster. He's being compared to Cam Newton. He's being compared to Newton. He can run. He's got an absolute rocket for an arm. Just the measurables are there, bro. I think he's just getting lots of hype, and he's going to crush the combine. He's going to crush it. Watch. Especially if he does well in throwing. If he does well in throwing, he could be a top 3 pick. He could be top 4. Hey, what's going on, brother? My boy, Micro Mike in the building. Lions Talk by Chat Sports. What's up, bro? Late stream. And I got to go to bed soon. Well, I've been on for an hour and a half. Here I go, talking about I got to go to bed soon, and I probably won't get off for another half an hour. But I appreciate everybody coming on, man. 40 in the building. We've had pretty good consistency, man. I love it. Thank you, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share it. Let everybody come in. Let's talk football. I'm glad we're talking football and not arguing with people. Feels good to do that. Our stellar O-line is a generation of talent. J-Mo, Amon Ra, and Bijan on the backfield, fun as hell. If Bijan is there at 18, he has to be the BPA. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I wouldn't mind if Bijan at 18. I'm not screaming for it, but I'd be okay with it. Bijan's backup is pretty nice too. Yeah, that's what kid's that? I know exactly who you're talking about, bro. I know exactly who you're talking about. Who's that kid? Who is he? Yeah, he could be a guy. Not much mileage on him, right? What's his name? I had him down here too. I'm gonna get it. I think he's in this book. I don't know. Rashawn Johnson. That's 6'2", 225 pounds. Yeah, I like him too, bro. Mark, would you run in your underwear for that kind of money? Man, I'd run in my underwear for probably less than that. Mark, you are a straight shooter. I try to be, my friend. Try to be. How important is the safety position in this draft? It is a big question mark, especially with Tracy Walker's injury. And who should the Lions pick? I think it's always important to get a really good safety. I like Jordan Battle. I like obviously Kirby Joseph. Walker trying to come back. The Lions should pick, man. I think they should go defense, man. Don't be surprised if a guard's coming our way. Cornerback a little bit later, like 18. I don't want a corner at 6. I would love to trade out of 6. I would. But if a guy like Jalen Carter or somehow a Will Anderson fell, which they're not going to, I like those guys. I like Tyree Wilson at 6. I like Miles Murphy at 6. I'd rather get a defensive lineman than anything at 6 if all those guys are gone, like Carter and Will Anderson. I don't think a quarterback should be taken at 6. If they do, they do, but I'm not screaming for it. But yeah, man, safety's important, bro. And there's some good ones in this draft. Jack Fox is the only man with a big enough leg to punt AG to Detroit River. Get him out of here if he doesn't do well, bro. And I hope he does well. Out of the gate, he needs to start. He needs to be the boss, though. Out of the gate. How about them Tigers? Oh, did they win today? I heard they're playing well in preseason. Is that true? I haven't even paid any attention to what's going on, man. I just reactivated my fantasy baseball league. I'm way behind on that too. So Tigers win again today. I don't know who's doing well. The Branch kid from Bama is a beast at safety. Yeah, he's one of them. I like Skinner better. Okay. Would you be okay if Lions took a round with safety? Branch, we're just talking this real intriguing part, and him pair with Kirby. Yeah, you know what, man? This team likes to play 3 safeties too, right? They got that defense where they can sub in a safety and a linebacker, have more of a secondary too as well. I'm okay with that, man. I just, I want a guy that's in there quite a bit though, and I'm not sure if a first-round safety is going to get in there. It all depends how Tracy Walker's rehab's going. Like, is he going to be ready for the year? Jordan Davis is absolutely brutal to watch. Gerard Davis. Yeah, he was scary to watch, man. He was just one speed only, just run forward. If someone's in front of him, they're toast. Someone puts a move on him, though, they look bad out there. Oh, yeah, boys. Do you like Branch, the safety from Alabama? I like him. Is he my favorite player? No. Let me see about these safeties, man. You guys have some safeties that I like? There's a couple I like. I'm not high on this safety class, man. There's some good ones, though. There's some good ones. Skinner from Boise's good. I like Skinner. Antonio Johnson out of Texas is a big dude, 6'3", 200. Skinner I like. Battle. You know, Ronnie Hickman's not bad. There's some guys that I'm okay with. Running backs take a beating. Chris Mason in the building. What's going on, brother? Stay at 6 and 18. I'm okay with staying there. One Pride, 40. Bijan's back. Roshan Johnson is awesome, 6'2", 225. He can catch out of the backfield, decent speed, and he can pass block. He also has some fumble. I'll take him round 3. Got some. Texas have been producing some good running backs lately. Okudah for a third. If they can do that, man, I would absolutely be sprinting to the phone to get that deal done. Do you like the DT from USC? Which one's that again? The defensive tackle from USC. See, I got all these guys written down in my little fun book, man. In my little fun book, I have to look into a lot of these guys, man. So I don't know if I have this guy written down. Bro. I don't think I do, man. I got a nice little list that I've been making lately, but since I got USC. You mean South Carolina, or are you talking about Zach Pickens, or talking about who are you talking about? I don't know much about Zach Pickens. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Zach Pickens, I don't know a lot about. I got to look more into it. One Pride, 40. Jerry does flies all over the field, just barely near the ball. Valente called me Johnny Keyboard. Really? When? I used to get into huge battles with Valente during back in the day when he used to do social media. He will be a bull. He's good. Skinner is good, man. In a rodeo. Good stuff. That is good stuff. I'm running for 50 yards behind them. Hell yeah. On the radio, oh, whoa, Donna Summer. That's fantastic. I like it next year first for 6. Cam Newton want to back up Goff? I don't want nothing to do with him. Get him away from our team. There's some good centers around. Would you be mad if we took one? I don't think we necessarily need a center, but Ragnall's been a little bit banged up the last couple of years. Round 3 might be a little bit early, I think, for a backup center. But I think they need to possibly look into it. Look into a guard that can play some center too. I love Ragnall, and he's not going anywhere, but you got to look into him. Hey, man, don't wake up the wife again. Happy wife, happy life, bro. I know. What do you think about Saquon Barkley? What if you wanted to come here for less? Like we talked about Barkley a little bit earlier. I think I love Saquon Barkley, bro, but he's my free agent nightmare because I couldn't trust him. I won't be able to trust him, man. He just seems like a guy that's going to get his money. I know he's a hard worker and all that, but he would be a guy that would be on the sideline. He'd be a guy that would miss 7-8 games a year. I just have a feeling. That's what he was in New York. Had that great year and just missed a bunch of time, man. That makes me nervous. My solid opinion is Carter at 6. Otherwise, trade back or get a lineman at quarterback at 6. Yeah. I love Carter and Will Anderson. I'm not big on getting a quarterback that early, but if it happens, it happens. Who do you think got a chance to have their draft stock fall after the combine? Don't know yet, bro. I couldn't tell you, man. I don't really know. Maybe a Brian Bressie. He could either go up or go down. I think he's getting a little bit overhyped, Brian Bressie, to tell you the truth. Who else? Trying to think of some guys. Richardson could go up or down. Anthony Richardson, the quarterback. If he has problems throwing the football, his stock could plummet. But I think he's going to be a guy that's going to destroy the combine. I just saw kids watching Blink-182 videos, and they were watching them run in their underwear. Apparently, the idea just came because they played his shoulder underwear because the venue was so hot. Yeah, they're weird dudes too. They took that from the Chili Peppers, anyways, man. Chili Peppers did that shit. Blink-182 was watching kids watch their videos. Blink-182, they're not a bad band. They're not really my style, but they were all right. Who would you want at 18, Osiris or Robinson? Bro, I'm a little bit more in love with Osiris Torrance, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I think we could shore up that O-line, make it even better than a top 4 O-line, possibly one of the best or the best in the NFL. I think it'd be up there with Philly and Kansas City. I really do. But the story about the music video or song that will forever be in radio, I just didn't have an idea how to make the video, and the idea came back. I'll get back on topic. All good, bro. Someone's smoking. It's all good, buddy. Where does Tracy be ready by June? I hope so. It'd be nice to have him back. It'd be nice to have two guys back. Between a guard and a running back, I'll take Bijan. That's fine. I'm taking the guard though. I'm taking the guard, man. I think Torrance is going to be absolutely special. Not saying Bijan won't be special, but if they could shore up that O-line and not have to worry about it for a long time, yeah. The fun book, absolutely. It's the fun book, bro. It's the fun book. I write down all my players. Where the hell did I put that fun book? I don't even know what the hell I did with it. Oh, right here. I think I put it here. Yeah, this is one of them. I just write all my guys. Write my guys down. I do my analysis, strengths, positives, weaknesses. I do a lot of work into this, man. I put work into this stuff, and I enjoy it wholeheartedly, man. It's my fun book. Talking about safeties, I like Jordan Battle, Brandon Joseph from Notre Dame. Joseph, I believe, is a fifth-year senior that will be available in a 3-4 range. I like him too, man. There's some good safeties. I don't think it's a crazy need or a high priority, but I definitely think they will possibly look into it. You got a hard name to spell. Who? Torrance? Osiris? Yeah, it's tough, man. Oh, it's Tuli Tuapolotu. Okay. USC. Okay, so the Trojans? I got to look into them, bro. Tracy Walker won't be close to 9% until regular season, week 4 or 5. Yeah. 4 or 5 is my prediction. What's your what's yours, fellow auto worker? Man, I'm a little bit nervous too. I'm a little nervous about Tracy Walker being as healthy. I think it's going to take him. If they say June, that makes me a little bit nervous. If they say June, okay, it's probably going to be August. And he's probably not going to be 100% by September. So maybe he'll be good to go week 1, but it probably won't be 110%. I want my guys 110%, man. I don't want this 98, 97. So it makes me nervous a little bit about Tracy Walker. So maybe they do look a little bit earlier into safety position. Osiris will make any back look good. I know, bro. He's one of my man crushes this year. I usually have one man crush a season, you know. And Torrance is definitely one of them this year. He's my draft crush. Oh, damn. What do you think of Will Levis? Will Levis is actually my favorite quarterback in this draft. Believe it or not. He really is. I think he's got crazy upside. I think he reminds me a lot of Josh Allen at college, Joe, at the college level coming out. But I think he was a better prospect. Obviously, I think he's a little bit better prospect than Josh Allen coming out. But he reminds me a ton of Josh Allen. Will Levis's football career this year, college at Kentucky, was very strange, though. He took out the running game completely, took it out of his game. Like he scrapped it. I think he might have been in the negatives for negative yardage for running the football. I believe he was. Before that, he was a good mobile quarterback. He didn't do that much. He didn't do that this year. I don't know if it was by scheme, by choice. I don't know what they were trying to accomplish. Maybe trying to prove to the NFL that he could be a pocket passer. I don't know what he was trying to do there. I have to look into that a little bit more. I don't know if they changed coordinators. I don't know what happened there. But he took his running game completely out of his game in 2022, which I thought was really odd. He's a weird dude, too. He's a really strange human being, I guess. Thoughts on Branch? I like him, man. I think he's a good safety. He's probably the best safety in this draft. Now, if they were to take him, you're getting him at 18. You're not taking him at 6. He could be a guy that could slip in. He could be a guy that slips into the second round, though. I don't probably a guy you wouldn't have to take in the first round. He'll probably be there in the second round. Thoughts on Tanner McKee? Lions Rumble 81. What's up, brother? Do you think he falls later rounds? I think he's a big quarterback. I think he's at 6'6", I believe. Rocket arm. Not mobile, but I do like him. Perry Ball is interest probably for Josh Allen comparisons. He's got a good arm, decent accuracy. He can stand play with his legs. He can. He just didn't do it in 2022 with his legs, which I thought was weird. Great show, Mark. God bless. Have a great night, brother. Hashtag One Pride. God bless, my friend. Have a good one. Hashtag One Pride. See you around, Greg. Talk to you soon, buddy. I got to get off here soon too, man. See, I say that every time. And 9 Drinks usually rips on me about it. Always laughs at me when I say, I'm getting off soon. 2 seconds. I don't get off for 2 hours. But I have to work. So I will be off here by, I hope, 11. And then I got to go to bed, guys. But you guys have been awesome, man. Thanks a lot. Only negative I have on that, it's not football related. I think it's weird to do puts mayo in his coffee. Yeah, he's a weirdo. He does other weird things too, man. Other than that, I love his football skill. Mayo in his coffee. I've yet to try it. I got to try it. After watching game tape on Branch, I'm all for trading back to 8 and 9 and aim for him or Porter. Yeah. I don't want Porter that early. But Branch, I think Branch is going to be a guy that's going to slip, dude. I don't think you're going to need to grab him in the first. Maybe he goes in the late first, but he could be a guy that could be there in the second round. Can you repeat that? I muted my phone, thought I heard the siren. No. Can you repeat what, bro? Thought I heard the siren. Am I being punked? Do you think Levy's with New York and Brian Daboll? I don't think. I don't know. I think the Giants would have to move up to get him. Could be a guy that that Brian Daboll loves, the New York Giants coach, right? Could be a guy that he absolutely worships. He's got the Josh Allen comparisons, man. I finally caught a live stream. Oh, I appreciate it, buddy. About Branch. No, I like him. I think he's probably the best safety in this year's draft. I think he is. And he could be a guy the Lions take, but I think he could be a guy that slips into the second. I don't think he's going to be a need in the first round. Thought I heard the tornado sirens. I was wrong though. Jeez, man. I hope those tornado sirens aren't going off, bro. Giants gonna have to spend money or a pick. Yeah, to go get Levis, 100%. They're either spending money on Daniel Jones, which I think is asinine. They give that guy $40 million. That's going to make me mad being a Giants fan. And they kind of put themselves into a corner, but they might have to move up if they want the quarterback of the future. I don't think it's Daniel Jones. That's good, bro. I hope they don't come. So I really appreciate it, guys. Really appreciate you guys coming on a stream, man. Like I said, late stream. Sorry about the late notice. I'm always saying I'm trying to get in these streams weekly. I've been very inconsistent. Apologize for that. It's just I'm a busy guy, man. Lots of things going on. Work, family. I'm back in the gym. And, I'm feeling really good about myself working out. And I got to spend time with the family, which I absolutely love. And I got to get some time on my YouTube, man. I got to do videos, but I'm trying to get it going. Guys. It's awesome, man. You guys really push me through the day. I appreciate all you guys. Facts, $40 million after you pay Galladay. I think they'd be stupid to pay him, bro. And there's talk about them that he wants $45 million. Get out of town. Daniel Jones can go hit the pavement, man. Get out of town, dude. But I don't know if I agree with the Branch take, man. That's fine. That's fine. If you agree with that, we're not all here to agree with each other, bro. As long as we're respectful, I get it. But I think it might be a guy that could slip. He's probably going to go in the first round because he's a very good talent. But I don't think the Lions need to be going for him, man. I don't think the Lions I don't see it as a huge need, especially if Walker does come back, which, it looks like he could be. It looks like, but he won't be 100%. Barkley should just come to Detroit. I don't know. That makes me nervous. Paying that guy, he's going to want Christian McCaffrey money, Delvin Cook money. You know what I mean? He's not worth that, man. He's worth it. I take that back. Money wise, he's probably worth it because that's just the way that these running backs are paid. But it's scary because he's injury prone, man. He's so injury prone. It just makes me nervous. I love the talent, though, but we could have another Swift on our hands. Way more talented than Swift, but it could be a guy that's always hurt. I don't know if I want that, man. Why didn't St. Brown push for that? No idea, bro. St. Brown can only answer that question. I want Wilson at 6, Branch at 18. I love Tyree Wilson, bro. It's one of my favorite guys in the draft. I just did some brush up work on his tape, and I will be bringing out a video on him. Check it out. I will be posting a video, my draft analysis of Tyree Wilson. I like him a lot. And you're like, Branch at 18, that's all good, bro. I'm not saying he's not worth 18. I just think he could be a guy that could slip. Other than the injuries, 100%, right? Yeah, because it's not a talent thing. It's injuries, right? I appreciate you, Perry Bud. I appreciate you, bud. You comment on all my videos, and I love the back and forth. I appreciate it, dude. Thanks, Mark. One pride. Boom. Yes. 100%, man. Exactly. Have a great night, Mark, and chat. Have a great night, guys. It's good. It's going to be all good. Solid stream. Thanks, brother. Hey, Brent, you got my message, bro. Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Me and you, buddy. If we can set something up, I don't know. Let me know, man. And hey, awesome job you did the other day at the commentator, my friend. Love it. Where's Osiris predicted to get drafted? I've seen mocks of him going between. Now it looks like he's getting a little bit more play. I think the latest I seen was him going 12 or 13. I forget who's there at 12 or 13, but going from 12 up to 20 now. He's getting play. And when he goes to the combine, he's going to kill it, man. He's going to kill the combine. He could be a guy that could go top 15. He could be a guy that goes top 15, top 12. He really could. And he's a guard. People are like, you're going to draft a guard that high? He's one of those special guys, man. You know, he's not the perfect player. He's got some flaws to him, but he's just his up game is his what's it called? His arrow is just going straight upwards, bro. I love that kid. One of my biggest man crushes. I think Wilson is the free safety game changer of this draft. He's got that him factor. Wilson, you mean Wilson, free safety game changer of this draft? Which guy's that? I thought you were talking about Tyree Wilson, the defensive end. What safety are you talking about at game changer? He's got that him factor. Him Wilson. Safety. What are you talking about, bro? You're talking about, you mean Branch. You mean Branch, right? Yeah. You mean Branch, my friend? I know I smoked a little bit. Dion got him at 18 in his mock today. Dose of Dion? Osiris? That makes sense. 18. Yeah, if he's there at 18, man, and we got that pick still, my God, that'd be special. He could be a guy that could shoot at the boards, though, man. With real people drafting at the same time. Okay. Oh, he did one of those? That's cool. I think I was in one of those before with them. Last year or 2 years ago? I'd definitely be okay with Osiris at 18. For sure, bro. Guard is a huge need in a way because there's no certainty on Big V or Evan Brown. 100%. I think it's huge. And he's a special kind of player. Free safety for sure. Jay Smart, you. Okay. Thanks for coming on the stream, buddy. This is where, see, I'm lying again. I'm saying I'm going to get off. I'm still on. I think a lot will be determined in this draft as the Seahawks draft a quarterback or not. Yeah, I think they probably will. You know, Geno being 32 years old, I don't see why they won't. They got that Denver. What pick do they have? What pick do they have again? Do they have Denver's pick? Yeah. Yeah, they have Denver's pick because Denver drafted for or picked or traded for Wilson. That's right. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what the Seahawks do. I think our O-line, I get the most out of Osiris. Oh, bro. Osiris would just improve us even more, and it's not like we even need insane improving. Obviously, we need a guard. You know, we need or Vitae to stay healthy, which I don't trust whatsoever. But if they were to take Torrance, sky's the limit, my friend. I meant Tyree is for sure the game changer of this draft. He has it. Okay, yeah, exactly. I love that kid, bro. I think that kid gets to the quarterback and he plays the run well. He's big. He's long. I like him a lot. I think I like him a little bit more than Miles Murphy. I'd say if it's like 50-50 if the Hawks go quarterback, it's going to be interesting because I don't know, like, are they going to pay? Are they going to pay Geno Smith big money? Like, what are they going to pay him? Like, he was phenomenal this year. So are you going to go and give this guy $30+ million? I think it'd be insane to do that. Like, what are they going to do? Like, it's interesting. Like, I don't know what Geno Smith's contract situation is. I really don't. But I wouldn't want to be involved in that problem if I was a Seahawks fan. I was like, oh man, because what do? He had such a great year, but then you're like, well, we can't pay a 32, 33-year-old guy quarterback who hasn't done it, who hasn't really done that at a high level. So, and I think that's a little bit dangerous. They have pick 5. Okay, thank you. Geno had a great year. He's a Pro Bowler, dude. He's a Pro Bowler. Even though the Pro Bowl was kind of a joke, he at least made the Pro Bowl. He had a phenomenal year. You got a proven starter if you pay Geno. He's a good starter. I don't think he's gonna. I don't get me wrong. I don't think he's gonna drop off significantly, but you got a little more tape on him now. He was a starter early in his career. He was. He's got some weapons with DK, and you got Lockett over there. Good running game. O-line needs help though. Defense needs some help. So if you can build around him, I just don't know about giving him like $35 million. It's a huge pay raise though, so he'll probably take it. He's always been a pretty decent quarterback. It's just, went to the Jets. Kind of a bad situation there. Played in a couple teams, just rough. Had a rough go. Had a real rough go, man. He looked good the year before coming in on. That's right. He did. I just, he's not going to be a guy that's going to demand like $40 million at least, but they're going to have to pay him. It'd be interesting to see what they want to pay him. They're probably going to give him a 2-year deal and say, okay, do it again. If you do it again, maybe we'll talk about extending you another time. But as of right now, maybe we'll give you $20-something million. He's a quarterback. He's going to get paid, right? So it's different. It's really strange. Detroit Lions talk with Opaz. We should get Jalen Ramsey. Yeah, you're giving up a lot to get him though, bro. I think there's going to be some teams that are going to want him, and it's going to be a bidding war. I just don't know. I don't know if I want to give up the 18th pick overall for a 29-year-old corner. I don't think he's old by any stretch. He's still one of the top corners in the NFL. Would instantly make this team better. But what are you giving up? Not really necessarily too concerned about the money. But he's going to want to get 17+ million, whatever the hell, 18 million, whatever the hell he wants. I think it's a little dangerous. He probably gets, Geno, 22.5. You know what? I can live with that. If I was a Seahawks fan, I'm glad we don't have to go through this right now with our quarterback, but Seahawks fans shouldn't be too concerned about 22.5. But I don't think they have any money. The Seahawks, do they? Aren't they kind of low on that, on the money situation? I don't know. A second this year and a second next year. If they could do, bro, if they could do that, I'd feel a lot less anxiety about it. That's not a bad deal. Detroit Lions talk with Opaz. I think Wagner is more realistic to bring in than Ramsey with what it takes to get them. Yeah, I want Wagner. He's my number one free agent. Now, is it for sure going to happen? I don't know. I really don't know if it's going to happen. I think it's more of a possibility now that we've at least won 9 games last year and showed that we got a little bit more to us. It looks like we have capable upper management. Holmes is doing what he can do. People like Dan Campbell. So I think it could be something that can be done. I think with Wagner and these guys like Ramsey, They might want a little better. They might want a little better. And that's no shade on Detroit, man. It just is what it is. I think Seahawks might trade down. They could. They could. You want Ramsey more? That's cool. I just think it's going to cost a little bit more. Wagner's going to be cheaper. I think he's the better overall player. I think he helps out immediately. So does Ramsey. I just don't know about giving up a lot to get him. It's a crazy situation because we can trade up not to lose Carter Anderson. Just someone take a quarterback at 5. Well, someone's trading up. Someone's probably grabbing a quarterback. More than likely, someone's trading up for a guy like a Stroud or a Will Levis, or you know what I mean. If they're trading up to 5, so because you got Carolina at 9, they could trade up. They could trade up because they might think someone's trying to get someone, like be panicking. If one of those quarterbacks are there at 6, I can see Detroit trading down to 9, acquiring another pick. So it's going to be interesting. I want Ramsey more than Wagner, but it's not as realistic. That's what I'm saying too. But I got to go, guys, man. I'm sorry. Detroit Lions talk with old Paz. I know you're on here, but I've been on here for literally 2 hours, my friend. I started at 9 o'clock. 9? Was it 9 o'clock I started? Holy cow. Late stream, guys. Late stream. That's okay, though. I hope you guys are good. You're not, whoa. Not a huge fan of Levis. Now you got me going. It's my number 1 guy, buddy. That's my number 1 quarterback. That's my favorite. It's my favorite quarterback in the draft, actually. I don't think he's as talented as a guy like Bryce Young, but I like him the best in this draft. I like him, man. I think he's going to be good. That's okay. We'll talk about it another day. I'm getting tired, man. Hey, Many DC5. Shout out to Windsor. Shout out, brother. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. You guys have a good one. I've been on for 2 hours, 1 minute, and counting. I really appreciate it, guys. I'm going to try to do this every week. I'm going to try to do it. I just don't have a consistent time, and just my schedule's kind of boom, boom, boom all over the place. So I appreciate you guys for hanging in there. All 27 left in the building. We almost had 50 at one point. That's big. I like it, and I hope you guys have a really good night. Take it easy. I'll see you guys during the week. I am on day shift, so videos are coming, streams are coming. Let's go. Peace out, guys. One pride. Boom. Woo.